And it turns out that's where we're gonna end it. Anyway, hi, ho, and howdy, everybody. Welcome back to episode number 6 of Katawa Shoujo. I'm recording this immediately after I didn't get no fucking water like I said I needed. I tried drink that hot cocoa, which isn't hot. Anyway, we're here. We're back for another episode of Them Shits. So, in the last episode, shit went down. Shit got real. We learned that Lily and Shizune don't like each other. They're not compatible. They're not like puzzle pieces, like hooking up and... No. They're not friends. We also learn that bothers Misha. We also learn Hanako is still a little bunny. And then we left, and we're like, we're going to go to lunch with Hanako and Lily, and that's going to be great. And then we almost died, because Emmy, who is another one of our people that we get to know, is running headfirst into our chest. The thing that would kill us. So that was great. But, yeah, no. Also, another thing we learned, I don't have a good voice for Emmy. Anyway, we walk quickly down the empty halls to our respective classes. As we reach... Why am I so out of breath? The curse of the fat man. It's just born with really shitty lungs. As we reach the door to Lily's 3-2 classroom, she turns towards me. Yes, Hal, thanks for sharing lunch with us for... My pleasure, Lily. And with that, we part ways, Lily entering our classroom and leaving Hanako and I to make off to our own. She's still looking like she wants to run away. So, do you really want to go back to class now? Yes. Okay, then. I feel like I should say something more to her, but it's hard to come up with anything, and it would be appropriate and safe enough. Sick. And Lily was right. The more time we spend out there, the more explaining we'll have to do. I open the rear door to the class and walk in. The teacher looks up at me and opens his mouth and says, "Oh, you little muff." However, as Hanako follows me in and closes the door, he simply nods to us and continues his lecture. This is the third time that Hanako has had her truancy practically ignored. There's definitely something going on here. We make our way to our seats, and I notice that Misha and Shizune are both missing as well. I wonder if it's some form of informal agreement with the staff or if it's a perk awarded to the unique students of the school. Trying to make as little disturbance as I can, I extract the relevant textbooks from my bag and start catching up. The class goes on quietly. The teacher seems like an okay person despite the first weird impression I got, and the material is relatively interesting. However, the way he teaches is really bizarre. It's as if he expects that everyone is a natural genius. When the final bell sounds, I realize that there's a lot of time left in the day, and I'm left kind of wondering what to do. It's odd, at the hospital I had 24 hours a day of free time, but here filling the considerably shorter hours feels difficult. Everyone else leaves, and I'm here left alone with the teacher. Muto is examining the assignment sheets and we're working on earlier, marking them with a red ballpoint. With a red ball pen. Yes. Raising his eyes, I almost said eyebrows. That would have been weird. Raising his eyebrows from his papers briefly, he notices me and furrows his brow. Damn it. That was where I got the brow from. Maybe. Probably not. What is it, Nakai? Nope. What the fuck was your voice? What is it, Nakai? I jump at him addressing me, but I guess it's natural to spark some conversation since there's no one else around. Nothing. Just thinking about what I do after school. The teacher slowly puts a cap on the pen that he's holding, and arranges his papers into a stack, clacking it against the desk twice. He seems very methodical, and for a brief moment, I'm reminded of Shizune. But the teacher's more hurried and relaxed, much more routined. You have no plans? No, I'd consider joining a club, but I don't even know what kind of club would interest me. Go observe a meeting in someone else's club. Might pique your interests. I guess. I don't know how to continue from there. Muto looks at me in a way that makes me quickly want to take the words back to avoid the conversation. But I can't, so I have to forge ahead. I just don't know how to deal with people. I mean, the other students. I'm talking to people and everything, and it's not like I'd be isolated or anything. I just don't know what to think about the disabilities. It's like, it feels like I'm being impolite if I pay attention to them, and it's weird if I ignore them. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. The teacher scratches his cheek absent-mindedly, looking very unresponsive. These things are only an issue if you make them one. You can talk normally to someone, even if they are blind or something. Try to look beyond the superficial. Behind it. There you go. There's not a single student here who isn't just a normal kid behind whatever they seem at first glance. He says the same thing that Yuko did. I know they're right, but it's hard. How can you not consider, for example, Shizune's deafness when the only way to communicate with her is to talk through Misha? Or Hanako. It's not like you can ignore her face. But... scared the shit out of me. I played this game and I didn't even fucking remember that shit happened. I'm interrupted by the door of the classroom suddenly slamming open. Teacher! Misha crashes in, hands straight in an enthusiastic greeting, her voice loud and lively enough to wake the dead from their graves. She starts towards the teacher's desk with her bouncing step, hands energetically swinging with the rhythm. Muto, visibly dismayed at the interruption, and Misha in general slumps in his chair. Oh, for fuck's sake. Mikado! Misha stops in her tracks and looks around cluelessly, as if she's sensing from this tone that something is wrong, but has absolutely no idea what. Yes? We have talked about volume control before. Yes! But yes, we have! But she doesn't lower her voice at all, and the teacher just rubs his eyes. Oh, for fuck's sake. What is it? We need help. We are running out of supplies for the festival stands. This is a distress! She waves a pink slip of paper she's holding around. So, go get more supplies from the art room. What's the problem with that? Plywood. Plywood is always the problem. Last time we wanted more, there's only a little, but by the time we took it all and just went with that. Now there's like none left there. Damn it, my voice. I am becoming a man. Now there's like none left. So, do you know where there is some? I don't understand. How would I know? She-chan, I mean the president, that a teacher would know if there's plywood. Was she wrong? Mucho looks like he is in great pain, frowning with his entire essence, and Misha doesn't get it at all. Poor bastard. Looking at the two of them communicate is terrible, like looking at a man being tortured by drilling his skull open while blasting pop music at full volume at the same time. Drilled with her hair. I'm afraid I have no idea if there's any plywood in the school, let alone what it would be if there was any. What should I do? Perhaps try to find Mr. Nomiya. I'm quite sure he would know where to find everything you need, damn it. You'd have to pry them from his cold, dead hands, but that's a different matter. I don't have time, we're so busy. She holds her head with both of her hands, looking as despairing as possible for a person like her. Without even noticing, she crumples the note she's holding against her hair. I shouldn't even be fetching these things. There's just so much to do and we're falling behind the schedule. It's all gone pear-shaped. Muto looks at her gravely and then suddenly smiles. Smiling really does not fit his face. I think it'd be better if he just didn't. I wonder if you could get some temporary help. I wonder if you could... Fucking goddamn it. He switches to staring at me focusedly with a hard expression as if to say, go make some friends. I guess I can give you a hand. You can? Thanks, Hee-chan. You are really nice. She pauses, does a double take, and then points at me with a finger yelping, ha! And looking very puzzled. Come think of it, what's Hee-chan doing here? Class is over. You should be having fun. We just had a little chat. Oh no, it's not detention. Are you in trouble, Hee-chan? Motherfucker, you can't be putting this bad juju on us, Ricky Bobby. No, I'm not. Is Hee-chan in trouble, mister? No, he's not. Muto sighs deeply. I feel like that I have to help Misha to get her off the teacher's back. So, what do you need? Here's a list. I can try to find the plywood from somewhere, if there's none in the art room. She offers me the note she's holding. I take it, hesitating a bit. Art room, yes. Sorry. I said I'd help you, but this has no implications of whether I'm joining the student council or not. But why? Okay. Still, thanks, Hee-chan. Try to be quick. We're in a stall building streak now. We must hurry. She bounces out of the classroom, leaving me and the teacher looking at each other with something that feels like a silent agreement. Well, there you have it, Nakai. You have something to do now. Please don't sound so smug. Looking at the list with a number of items ranging from paint to plywood, all written with small, neat handwriting, which is undoubtedly Shiznay's, I heave a sigh. I'll be going then. Waving the long list limply at the teacher, I exit to the hallway. The classrooms closest to ours are designated belonging to classes 3-1, 3-2, and on the right side, and then 3-4 on the left side, each door looking exactly the same. Further down the corridor, still with identical doors, are rooms that I didn't think were used for classes. I guess the art room is not a classroom as such. I carefully push open the furthest door and peek in. It's a classroom, but it seems rather badly kept or not in use. Am I in the right place? Desks and chairs are all around the room. A thin layer of dust settled on them. There's some easels in the corner, so it at least looks like I'm in the right place. The specks of dust are dancing in the stagnant. I am leaning farther and farther back away from the mic. Away we go. My fucking foot is cramping. That's not good. Specks of dust are dancing in the stagnant air, making the beams of light almost visible. Jokingly, I call into the empty room. Anybody, huh? Something catches my eyes, and I stop mid-sentence. Oh, no. Damn right, my favorite theme in this fucking game. Well, like my favorite character theme. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into any more detail than that, but like my favorite, just like one to hear whenever someone steps in. It's fucking parody is amazing. Okay. Sitting on a desk is a short-haired girl, curiously wearing a boy's uniform, with a fork between her toes, a morsel of food stuck firmly on the end. This odd way of dining seems to be caused by her apparent lack of hands, but her presence here is what takes me back even more. How did I miss her before? She's sitting in the corner very still, but I still somehow took her as part of the furnishing or a statue at first glance. I'm not being too I can't speak either. The girl seems to be frozen in place, staring at me with her huge eyes like a rabbit in headlights. She's staring at me, her mouth wide open, ready to accept the fork. Accept it in your mouth. I'm staring at her, my mouth wide open, suddenly remembering I didn't finish my sentence and trying to think if I should. This weird stalemate keeps us both stunned in silence, punctuated only by the wall clock ticking rhythmically. Oh, what the fuck do I do for her voice? I really have no idea. Oh, it's all bad. Hello. 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 No. I don't know. Fuck. We'll figure something out, I promise. The girl stuffs the... Calm down, Hands. It's not the... The girl stuffs the forkful in her mouth and is now staring at me unexpectedly while chewing. This is a bit awkward. Hello, I was told to pick up some supplies from here, from some festival stalls, I think. I didn't think there would be someone here. There isn't. That's why I came here too. She picks up another forkful. Doesn't that mean you're here then? She raises her eyebrows as if she was suspecting my observation was false. You're pretty observant. I guess it does. But, who are you? This girl's pretty straightforward, isn't she? I'm a Nakai. Saunakai. I just transferred in on Monday. I'm Rin. Rin Tezuka. Rin Tezuka. Nice. I won't shake hands with you, but at least we know who we are now. That's very nice. Her deadpan man. It would be funnier and it would be better if I just could fucking read the lines correctly. Her deadpan manner of talking makes it hard to determine whether she's joking about shaking hands or not. It kind of bothers me. Joking about these matters doesn't feel appropriate at all. Well, I'm trying to figure out what's appropriate and whether this girl is... She seems to have lost interest in me and is now gazing yearningly back at her food. I just want to eat a fucking sandwich. Why you gotta roll up in my business? Can I continue my lunch? If you don't mind me, I won't mind you. If you need to get your stuff, the supplies are in the back. Go right ahead, but lunch? School's already over for the day. What word would you use then?
There's no word for a meal you eat after lunch but before dinner, right? It bothers me very much too. But I don't really know what I should say.
I don't think you're supposed to eat a meal between lunch and dinner to begin with.
But I'm hungry now, and my delicious box lunch would go to waste otherwise. I have curry. It's very delicious.
With much decisiveness, Rin once again picks up the fork between her toes, and with at least as much impoliteness, she points it straight at me.
So, Nakai, what brings you to this place?
Like I said, I was told to look for these things.
No, the school. From outside, you look fine.
Is your problem There goes the sound. Damn. Fucking break or something? What the fuck? I come to a full stop, opening my mouth but not letting a word out.
I can guess. I'm good at guessing. Better than most people.
Rin cuts me off before I can answer her question, or skirt around it somehow. I don't know which I would have done. I froze in front of the issue again. I haven't even told anyone here about my condition. Or maybe it's only because it hasn't really come up. I do get the feeling that not making issues of this is part of the social code here, as the teacher said. I wonder if the people here could relate. Probably not any better than any normal person could. I can't relate to Shizune's circumstances, or Lily's either. Naturally, while I go through this in my head, Rin keeps considering about what my condition could be, and with an overtly contemplative look on her face. She puts her fork between her lips and leans back. Fucking damn it. Looking at the ceiling as if the answer was written up there. A beam of light illuminates her face from the window side, creating a mask of dark shadow on the other side.
I didn't think it's anything in your head, or something in your guts would be boringly ordinary, like this lunch of mine. And less delicious.
Damn it.
And less delicious. The problem must be in your pants.
There's the sound. This messed up Sherlock Holmes kind of statement and the sheer lack of tact it was delivered with catches me completely off guard. I think I might have reeled back, even physically, as Rin's eyes widened in revelation and astonishment.
So I was right. It's something wrong with your tackle, isn't there?
Still partially in shock, but recognizing the need to reply to something, I spit out the first thing I think of. No, nothing like that. I have a heart problem. Arrhythmia. I said it. More like blurted it out, but I said it. The girl in front of me purses her lips together and glowers at me, looking very disappointed.
How boring. Trouble in the pants would have been so much more scandalous.
What's with this reaction? I'm sorry to let you down?
I forgive you. I collect people, and a person with, that kind of problem would have been really great.
Collect people?
People with different problems.
Huh, so you just, go around asking people what's wrong with them?
Pretty much.
I see. With little left to say, Rin resumes her lunch and the conversation dies away, but I keep thinking about what was said. It's the first time I told anyone else about my condition. All the other people have either known about it already or heard about it from someone else, or didn't need to know about it like every other student here so far. Should I have told it as a natural part of introductions? Is it expected of me? Hi, I'm Masao. I have a very serious heart condition. Is that how I'm supposed to go around introducing myself from now on? As if our disabilities would define us? What a disgusting thought. Or maybe this Tezuka girl just has an unnatural interest in such things. Yeah, she's fucking weird. She's cool weird, but weird. Be better if I could fucking read her lines correctly. As I walk to the back of the room to pick up the items on Misha's list, a chance opens to study Rin from the corner of my eye. Her hair is burnt auburn, almost orange, and cropped short. Long hair would probably be impossible with no arms. The boy's uniform and the lack of arms make her look very thin, almost scrawny. She's not particularly pretty. Hey, speak for yourself, you fuck. Except for her murky green eyes, which flicker restlessly from below her short bangs, even when she eats. The distance and the shadows make it seem like they don't reflect sunlight at all, but instead absorb all of it and keep them within like deep wells. Yes. The darkness. What? She moves her feet almost as deftly as a normal person would use their arms. However, I can see how this sight could discomfort people, especially while eating. It makes me feel a bit uncomfortable, at least. I hesitate to think about the word unnatural, but it's too late now, isn't it? I kept searching the cabins and shelves for Misha's things, but after enough time passes, the silence grows too uncomfortable, and I try to force some conversation out of the strange girl. So, do you always eat alone, or this late? Or do you get the occasional visitor?
Visitors? Maybe you're my first occasional visitor, but I don't always eat alone either. Sometimes eat with a certain person on the roof, if she's not horsing around.
Horsing?
She likes to do sports.
Oh. And that's all I can think of to say. Both of us fall silent again as Rin forks the last bits of her meal into her mouth. I look down at my haul and double check it with Misha's list. It seems I have everything except plywood. So I think I have all the things now.
Well, that's very nice for you. Don't feel obliged to stay. I was just about to take a nap anyway. You need to do whatever you're gonna do with that stuff anyway, right? Or perhaps you like to watch girls sleeping.
Even if I did, I think I have to be going. I'll catch you around, Azuka.
You can call me Rin. I feel that our relationship is at a point good enough to warrant this much.
I was already turning to make my exit, but she draws me back in. Fine, then I'm Hisao.
Then you are.
Rin looks at me hard in the eyes with that intimidating feeling you get when someone stares at you isn't... What? Just like, broke my mind there for a second. I'm like, what? I don't know. What? It's like she's actually not looking at me at all. She blinks a couple of times, and I can't figure out why a pause like this just popped in between us out of nowhere.
See you later, Hisao.
There is something like a tiny smile on in her face, maybe. I feel like on would fit there too. Whatever, point is, I quietly back out of the room. As I shut the door in front of my face, I whisper to myself, what an intriguing person. From inside, I hear a muffled sing-song voice.
I heard that. What did she hear?
That was the sound of me in a jump scare. Oh, just me kicking the bottom of my desk. Shit. Okay. Fuck, I pissed off the dogs. Damn it. I jump at the sudden appearance of Misha, who I had not heard approaching despite the completely empty hallway. Somehow she had gotten to jumping distance with me without making a sound. Creepy. It briefly reminds me of Kenji's nutty theory about the global feminist conspiracy, but I pushed that thought aside. Shizune, standing slightly behind Misha, looks aloof as if she couldn't have heard the remark that drew Misha's attention. But Misha is visibly excited.
No, wait, more importantly, who's in there? There's no club meetings today.
She tries to curiously peek past me, even though the door prevents her from seeing anyway. What are you doing here?
You took so long that we had to come and check what's wrong. That's no good, Hichan.
She waves her finger at me scoldingly.
I found plywood, but everything else is still missing because you are tardy. Get your shit together, Summer.
Oh, sorry. I got the things here, so I was just gonna bring them.
I think you're up to some mischief, Hichan. Who was in there with you, I wonder?
Misha signs something quickly to Shizune, pointing at her own ear a couple of times. Shizune immediately pushes her way past me and opens the door to the classroom I just left. I can only imagine the shock she is experiencing. With Shizune's diligence and attitude, the insolence of daring to deface school property by sleeping on top of it must be too much to bear. And indeed, she stares at Rin, frozen in place apart from the slight but noticeable trembling of her shoulders. From suppressed rage, I'm sure. Instead of blowing up, Shizune just takes a few deep breaths, adjusting her glasses, and slams the door shut, turning to sign furiously at Misha. This fucking bitch, she's asleep on the motherfucking... Maybe... Maybe she did blow up, and I just can't understand it. She shoots a very loaded stare at me, too, as if it was somehow my fault that Rin is sleeping on one of the tables. I hope she's not getting any funny ideas about the reason of my tardiness. Like dicks in vagina.
Hello.
Rin's voice comes from the other side of the door, and it takes a few eye blinks to realize she might have trouble opening it. I open the door to find Rin directly behind it, looking at us with half-interested, half-sleepy face.
Hello. Miss Tezuka, what do you think you were doing? You are absolutely not permitted to use school property for such disgraceful activity. It sure is suddenly very crowded in here. I didn't know I was this popular.
It's hard to say whether she's happy or unhappy about this turn of events. At any rate, she ignores Shizune and Misha's scolding, so that we have no choice but to drop the issue. Shizune taps Misha's shoulder, points to Rin, and makes some quick signs.
Popularity aside, please don't do that no more. Anyway, how's your project going? Will it be done for the festival?
Rin looks at them blankly, apparently at ease under the pressure Shizune's cold stare is putting on her.
I kept wondering about that myself, too. And we'll think about it harder.
As Misha signs her reply to Shizune, her face turns into an unsatisfied frown.
Miss Tezuka, please try to take this more seriously. It'll be a disaster if the wall looks like someone threw up their lunch onto it.
Rin nods assertively.
We'll think more seriously.
She just shakes her head. Wait, did I skip something? Misha actually giggles at that, but Shizune doesn't, even after translation. She just shakes her head, takes the materials from me, and takes off with Misha in tow. Rin frowns thoughtfully as she looks after the retreating student council duo. How rude.
It's true, though. I must finish my project before the weekend. There will be dire consequences if I don't. The end of the world as we know it. Like weekends usually are. But more dire. Much more dire. Maybe I'll postpone my nap. To unforeseen future.
Fucking love Rin. She's amazing. I'm not doing her anywhere near as enough justice. I'm about to ask what project she has and what are these apocalyptic consequences, but she just walks back into the art classroom.
Since you have nothing to do, would you give me a hand?
This paint can doesn't fit into my bag, but I need it. She kicks lightly at a huge can of paint that's lying on the floor next to the table she was sitting and sleeping on. It lets out a dull clang. Being the gentleman I am, I naturally pick it up. Heavy. Yeah, sure. Where do you need to take it?
Away.
And with that, she takes off to the hallway with me and the paint can following, since there's little choice for either of us. The hallway is quiet and empty now with Shizune and Misha gone, so we two leave towards the stairwell at the other end. Every 10 or 15 or 20 steps, I have to change the can from one hand to the other because the thin handle cuts into my palm. I know the feeling, brah. It's like groceries is a bitch. At least it keeps my arms from tiring too fast. Rin strolls on besides me with an uneven pace that I have trouble matching. Or maybe I am walking weird because of the extra weight. It seems one of us is constantly walking too slow or too fast, and I can't figure out which. The two flights of stairs below, trouble appears in the form of a head nurse and his fox-like grin. Ah, Mr. Nakai, what a happy coincidence. Shizuka too, of course. He nods courteously to Rin, who does not acknowledge him back, then turns to me because obviously it's me who he had some business with. There's something I forgot to mention on Monday. I nod and wait impassively because I can't even begin to guess what I forgot. The feeling about the handle delving deeper into my skin doesn't make me feel enthusiastic about this interruption either. It's about your medications. Since you haven't been that... Fucking goddamn it. I'm fucking everything up today. I apologize. Like, really, I am sorry. It's really bad. Yeah, it's funny to flub once or twice, but every fucking 4.5 seconds is really fucking bothersome. Since you haven't... Nope. Since you haven't been that long in your current medications, there might be some unexpected side effects which might require adjusting dosages or even changing to another kind of medication. So, we'll do a few tests regularly, but what I want for you is to keep an eye on everything in your condition that feels off, if you get what I mean. Nausea, headache, anything. And come see me if anything happens. Alright. So, how are you? Everything fine? I give up and drop the can to the floor before answering him. Apparently this takes longer than my biceps can handle. I'm about to say something generic as an answer, and then I realize how often I've done that lately. Other people have asked me that too, teachers and students here, my parents, visitors, nurses, and doctors at the hospital. Everyone seems to be concerned about that. It's natural for a hospital, but not so much for a school. Except for this school. This is a small school, and both the student base and the faculty seem to be very tightly knit. At least that's the feeling I'm getting. This is not the kind of school that gets transfer students too often. The thought sends shivers up my spine, but I give a generic answer anyway. That's great. Also, one other thing. My sources tell me that you've been at neither the school track nor even the pool. So I'd like to know if you've taken up exercising as I asked. Of course I haven't, but his way of inquiring gives me the feeling that I should have been running my ass off on the track since the very first day.
You have people spying on me?
Not as such. I just happen to know a few people, and it's not the issue here. So don't try to slip out of it. Well, I was actually going to do some improvised weightlifting as an exercise. I pick up and lift the can up and down a few times as some sad imitation of a bodybuilder, even though it's weighing down on my arms painfully. That stupid grin disappears on his face for a second, then comes back like it was never gone. Tezuka, would you give us a second? Need to talk to his dumbass. The nurse grabs me by the shoulder without waiting for Rin's permission, which he didn't need in the first place, and drags me aside. When I told you to exercise, I was not joking. I understand that you're still on your first week and all, but please do not ignore the importance of this. The reason I'm coming down on you this hard is that habits are not easy to form. The more you slip and postpone, the harder it'll be. It's the same with everything, like dieting. Can you promise me you'll be more serious from this from now on? But damn it. Can you promise me to be more serious about this from now on? Yeah. Yes, I promise, definitely. He studies me for a moment and then shrugs, smiling again. Okay, that's more like it. If you go to the school track tomorrow morning, you'll meet my spy, who probably has no qualms offering consultation to you if you want to jog a bit. Consultation? See you around. He leaves with a wave of his hand and no answer, and I walk to Rin, who has been waiting idly against the hallway wall and staring at the pale lighting fixtures in the ceiling. Even when I approach, she doesn't move her eyes off of them. Are you getting Are you getting medications for your heart thingy? Were you listening? Fuck. It comes out more accusatory than I intended, accidentally lashing out on her. And even so, I don't really want to start talking about it. I just met her. I don't know her. It's not any of her business. The nurse seemed to be happily ignorant about confidentiality too, talking about that kind of thing in public. But it's not Rin's fault, is it? I look up at her, suddenly feeling a bit guilty, but Rin is just staring past my shoulder quizzically, her head tilted like a bird's. I don't know why this is so hard for me. It feels like there's some sort of inexplicable lock that prevents me from being more upfront about this. Yeah, they're from my heart. Will they make you better? No, not really. They just make me a little less worse. Rin keeps looking at me for a while longer and neither says anything further nor displays any kind of emotion I can discern. I'm thankful that she doesn't. I think I'm still not quite used to all this. At the hospital it was easy, but I haven't sorted all my feelings about having to live a normal life with this disability. Ouch. Fuck. Oh, I'm dying now. Oh, you're gonna kill me. Oh, you can... Opening my eyes, I see a pair of saucer-like green eyes looking up at me. Legs for not quite days. They belong to the perpetrator, a short girl who bumped into me and has now fallen down on the hallway floor. She wears a PE uniform and a very worried frown,